Blue Star. BBC comments on that, I still remember, that it's unthinkable that a group of zealots sitting with antiquated weapons in a corner of this vast country could pose a threat to the integrity of India. But there was a strange hysteria produced in the country by the newspapers, and fortunately television was not much there, but the print media had produced a tremendous hysteria. And what happened before 84 happens in one day. What happened in 2 or 3 years happens in one day in a Naxalite area today, and third day it's on the back page. But it remained front page. There was the type of talk which went around. The whole nation was in a hysteria.
But Operation Blue Star itself, since you...
That's why the Operation Blue Star. You create the hysteria, then you find a response, and we are a very gullible people. 82% of the Delhiites want Olympic Games. I mean, they've just gone through the experience of having the Commonwealth Games. We are the most gullible people in the world. We look at...
Did Operation Blue Star make you personally sad, since you are also a Sikh? And
yeah, it made me very sad. I said this to everyone I met. Actually, what one later on was referred to as the Rajiv plan, one of the planks, 3 planks was suggested by me. So I said, now for 5 years, a large number of people against whom cases have been registered for giving a speech or publishing an article, and they are going to court every 15 days. Now, why don't you finish it? So, Mr. Narasimha Rao was, I think at that time, the Home Minister or something. So we were asked to meet him also. We met him. And he said, let them give it an undertaking. I said, when a state is deciding to be generous, then don't quibble about these small things. Be generous and do it. So fortunately, this was accepted by Mr. Gandhi.
Later, when you became the DGP, at that time the situation in many ways was quite hopeless. Did you get a sense then that the situation could turn around so soon as it actually happened?
When I was removed from here in 91 December, at that time I had a feeling that the situation was turning around. But Mr. Chandrasekhar and his advisors, they felt that if they talk to the terrorists and they interact with them, they could probably, and my presence was not required. So the decisions they took worsened the situation, and I was asked to come back against my wishes. I said, I don't want to go the way that you removed me, I'm not interested. So then they more or less begged me. Mr. Chauhan, whose son is now the Chief Minister.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'll come for the elections only. And after elections, let me go back to the CRPF. Elections were over. Then Mr. Byan Singh came on the scene. And he said, you stay on, and I said, in that case, I must have a free hand.
Then he himself was assassinated, and you were the DGP at that time when he was assassinated. Do you think personally, morally, at some point of time, you felt the blame was yours?
Yes, the very first press conference, I said, I am responsible.
Mr. Gill, how much, in your opinion now, the benefit of hindsight, did your predecessor, Mr. Julio Ribeiro, contribute to improving the situation?
Well, first of all, he brought a certain degree of discipline into the Punjab police, which unfortunately is slowly being whittled away by too much political interference.
Now?
Over the years.
Over the years. Now, what is the basic difference in policing between you and Mr. Ribeiro? I think you try to first understand the situation and then deal with it.
In my opinion, Mr. Ribeiro never understood the situation in Punjab because he was Maharashtra cadre and then commissioner in Bombay and all that. Those are different situations.
Did the fact that you belong to the state help you in dealing with the situation?
No. That didn't help me at all. The fact that I had dealt with similar situations,
That helped.
that helped.
Now, was there one single factor which turned the situation around, or was it a combination of various factors in Punjab?
A combination of various factors. I think one was Mr. Beant Singh's very clear perception that terrorism is an evil and it has to go. Unfortunately, that perception does not exist today in any political leader in the country, whether at the national level or at the state level.
And did the army's presence and contribution help?
Army helped, yes.
We are talking about the Beant Singh assassination case. Now, one of the death sentence of one of the accused, Hawara, has been turned into life. Do you think the state should appeal against the commutation of
It
sentence?
does not matter. It does not matter. I saw his photograph. Already he seems half dead.
Now, one of the persons convicted in this case, Balwant Singh, did not even appeal. He appears to have a kind of a death wish. Do you think that ideology of this kind of a death wish still lives in Punjab?
That I think is alien to the spirit of Punjabis. So it's not a feeling which is widespread or something. This may be one of the rare cases.
Now, you have been talking about, or people have been talking about something called the Gill doctrine to deal with violence. What exactly is that?
You see, there are two things. One is the doctrine as understood by me, and one is the doctrine as understood by others who have never interacted. Even the officers who worked with me were not really aware of what I was thinking. My basic doctrine was, which I used to tell the villagers, that the happiest village is that in which neither the police comes nor the terrorists come. So basic aspect of Gill doctrine was that, first of all, you should have the tremendous intelligence, and then there should be very little collateral damage. If possible, there should be no collateral damage.
But how come during your time there were huge allegations of human rights abuses? You're talking about no collateral damages, but here there are excesses and excesses. That's what the human rights organizations talked about.
Yeah, they said there were 100,000 people killed and then they said that
People even tabulated some of those unidentified cremations.
those were tabulated by us. No one else tabulated them. We sent those bodies to the cremation ground, the municipal cremation ground. Mr. Justice Kuldeep Singh called it the secret cremation. What secret?
But you mean there were no violations of human rights in Punjab?
There may have been some violations of human rights, but I said, you come with me. Let us jointly investigate.
But what about the allegations of fake encounters during your time?
On one day there were 13 terrorists were killed. There was a lot of furore. And Mr. Mukherjee ordered inquiry through the DCs, and every encounter was found to be genuine.
No, but these 13 may have been genuine, but I'm sure you agree that there were fake encounters in Punjab.
No, then go after the fake encounters.
But Mr. Gill, now it is many years since you were the DGP. I'm sure today you can be a little more honest.
I'm being honest.
Did you ever order any fake killings?
No.
No?
No. I did not order any killings. What do you mean fake killings?
So all encounters under your regime were genuine encounters?
Yes. I was talking to some officers only the other day who are no longer in Punjab. They said by mistake some odd this thing might have taken place.
But Mr. Gill, there are huge allegations.
Allegations.
Does your inner conscience believe what you're saying, that you ordered no fake killings?
Yes, my inner conscience believes that. That's why I have a very comfortable sleep.
A lot of people think that you were a hero for what you did. How does it make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel one way or the other, because there's equal number of people who
There's
think.
some people, of course, who also say that you are the butcher of Punjab.
Yes.
So how do you feel when somebody says that?
So I know what it is. I know what is the truth. I don't have to build a case.
But now today, after a brilliant career, you are constantly under security cover. Does that give you a good feeling? I know you are a very private person. You like to read. Being under security cover all the time, does it make you uncomfortable?
It doesn't. No one's got used to it. I've been under security cover from Assam days, from about
It's a part of life now.
It's a part of life.
I know you were very fond of reading when you were here. So what do you do in your spare time now?
Fortunately, my eyes have become a little weak. They're all right now. And somebody has presented me with this Kindle, and onto that one downloads and you can manipulate the print, and it's very easy reading. So I read on that.
Mr. Gill, now in the final analysis, a lot of people in India feel that you did a tremendous job, you are a hero, but at the same time you're also a Sikh, and I'm sure you're proud to be a Sikh. So how do you think the Sikh history will treat you? Did a tremendous job, you are a hero, but at the same time you're also a Sikh, and I'm sure you're proud to be a Sikh. So how do you think the Sikh history will treat you, a hero or as a villain?
It depends on who is writing the history. If the servants of the SGPC or the Kali Dal or the Khalsa College write, they will dub me a villain. The Simarjit Maan has already published a calendar in which it appears my face is also there. So it depends on who is writing the history.
So that doesn't bother you?
That doesn't bother me.
Right, Mr. Gill. Thank you very much
Thank you
for coming to our studio. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you. And with that, we end this edition of Fair and Square. We were in conversation with Mr. K.P.S. Gill, the former Director General of Police Punjab and a foremost expert on terrorism in the country. We meet again next week with another famous public personality. Till then, good luck and goodbye.